Hey Karen, okay. I'm gonna build a breakfast for you based on what your macros are for breakfast. So we'll start there. Okay, so I'm gonna measure out 5 ounces of egg whites, and I'm gonna use this trusty metric scale that you have too. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it on. So right now you see that I have it turned on. And for the sake of just being, you know, like across the board the same, we're going to measure only in ounces. So I have it set here at ounces. Now I have this bowl. This bowl could weigh 1,000 pounds. It could weigh 1,000 grams. I don't care how much it weighs, but I'm going to put it on the scale. So now that I put it on the scale, it actually is 7 ounces or so. So now I'm going to hit this Z/T button until it zeroes out. Oops. So now it's zeroed out and I have basically nothing on this scale for right now. So now I'm going to take my trusty egg whites and I'm going to measure 5 ounces of egg whites. So now I'm pouring until it hits. Now I'm at 3 ounces, 3.5. There it goes. It keeps going. That's quite a bit of eggs, right? This should be satisfactory to your belly. At least it would be for me. So there I go. It's a little over, whatever, 5.8 ounces, but I'm around that, right? So that's that. So I've measured the egg whites, and in your breakfast, I added that you can have 1 egg because we need some fat. So in the same bowl that I measured the egg whites, I'm going to crack an egg. There we go. And then I'm going to get a fork here, or you could use a whisk, whatever is best for you. And I'm just going to nicely whip my egg, my 1 egg, along with my egg whites. Not just a rough chop. If you want to even do the eggs first, the 1 egg first, you could do that and then add. But I get confused, so I always do the egg whites first because I know I need the ounces, and then the 1 egg I just throw in it, and I don't even have to worry about the weight of it or the ounces. And now I'm going to take that mixture, the 5 ounces of eggs and the 1 egg, and I'm going to pop it in the microwave. And I'm going to put it for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's about where I'm at when I try to, it has a good consistency. All right, so now in my breakfast, in your breakfast, I allocated 2 ounces of broccoli to start, okay? Because it'll adjust throughout the day, but we're going to go with 2 ounces of broccoli this morning. So what I have here is steamed broccoli that I had already steamed and prepared with salt and a little tiny bit of pepper. So now I'm going to take my bowl and then I'm going to put it on there just like I would, right? I'm turning it on and then making sure that it's at 0 ounces. Now it's zeroed out. I'm going to take 2 ounces of my steamed broccoli here, making sure it hits about 2 ounces, and it's not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Right, so it's just above. So I'm just going to throw in 1 more, just a small one. Whoops. Let me just throw that in there, okay? So that's about 2 ounces. So if you look at it, it's not a whole lot. This is like not a whole lot, but it's what we need, especially for... All right, so now I have this steaming hot wok. I don't have anything in it. Well, it's kind of... I had some eggs from this morning, but I don't have oil or anything on it. So I'm going to take the steamed broccoli that I had, that I measured out 2 ounces. I'm going to throw it in there. So it's nice and sizzling. And right now I'm out of chicken stock, but I usually get low sodium chicken stock, and I use that in the wok instead of using oil. So let's pretend this is chicken stock. I'll put like a little bit just to get some steam going on, right? And then I cover it up just so it can have a little bit of a heat on it, a little bit of flavor, and then it kind of brings out the natural oils of the broccoli. Not that broccoli has oil, but brings out the natural goodness of it. So it's creating like a little base here. Now I'm going to go back into my microwave, and now I have my eggs. So there is some fat in there from the eggs. So now that I have like my steaming broccoli here with the low sodium chicken stock, which will create a little bit more fat in there, I'm going to throw the eggs in there, right? And I'm just going to mix it around And, you know, again, let's pretend that there's chicken stock in there. There's a little bit more fat, so it'll be a little bit more pliable in terms of like oil is concerned. Right, so we did that thing in the wok, and this is what we have. That looks like a very hearty, full of protein, full of vegetables, and that is the base of my breakfast. All right, so on top of that breakfast, we're gonna add 1 toast of the low-carb flax seeds that you're aware of. You buy those now. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go over to the toaster oven and toast that up. All right, now I have a 1/2 tablespoon. This actually says a 1/2 tablespoon. If you don't have a 1/2 tablespoon, you know, you just could take a tablespoon. Most of us have those, and then just use 1/2. But for that one, I would use 1/2 tablespoon of peanut butter. And I don't want to oversaturate it. This is a lot, right? So that's about 1/2. And I want to make sure that it's measured. And it's natural peanut butter, so it has the oils. It doesn't have too much sugar. It doesn't have too much salt. That's what I would lean towards. It doesn't taste as good, but if you condition yourself to eat natural peanut butter, your body will just want it from that point on. And I'm sure you know that. But that's 1/2 tablespoon of peanut butter. All right, now I'm taking that 1/2 tablespoon of peanut butter and I'm pouring that onto my toast. I'm getting all the goods out of there. So this is a lot of peanut butter. We shouldn't really be having too much more than that. This is a good amount. You know, even though peanut butter has a lot of, you know, protein and good fats, it's very also high in calorie. Anything with nuts, anything nut-based, it's good fats, but it's also high in calorie. And if we're trying to watch our calories, we want to watch our peanut butter and nut intake. And there you have it, Karen. This would be your breakfast. What I'm going to do is put the macros up on the screen, or I'll send it over to you, and then you'll see about what those macros look like for your breakfast. And then I'll also explain that this is somewhere along the lines of how you should be eating with 3 meals and then a snack in between. So we'll say 4 meals.